Hi YouTube, welcome back to my channel. Bank holiday weekend here in the UK, 1st of May, so we're definitely getting towards a summer, which is fantastic. And we're definitely coming out of lockdown here, which is even more fantastic. I had a week away, a little holiday, not this week, I've been working this week, but the week before in some self-contained accommodation down in Cornwall, and it was absolutely blissful to get away. So I've had a couple of messages from a couple of you saying you hoped I'd had a lovely holiday, and I did. Thank you very much indeed. I hope other people also are starting to enjoy feeling a bit safer about starting to meet friends, even with some restrictions, or go on holiday, or be able to go out and enjoy ourselves a little bit. So that's fantastic. I've had also a lot of, quite a few new luxury makeup items that I feel a bit bad. I haven't got round to even trying some of them because I didn't take a lot away with me on holiday, and I don't tend to wear a lot of makeup apart from sunscreen when I'm away, if I'm on my own. Um, but I thought I'd start showing you the items that I've got. And that would start with the Hermes purchases last month in April. Those of you who keep an eye on Hermes will know that in addition to the lipstick range, which has been out for a while now, and they've had a couple of goes at various limited edition versions, they brought out blushes, and I bought two, and I also bought some matching lip products. And it was a bit of a mixed haul. Some of the blushes came online on Selfridges before they were released on Hermes' own website. But it wasn't the Selfridges site that I could access in London. It was really weird. They were posted from London, but for some reason I had to buy them in US dollars and all the rest of it. But anyway, so I chose two of the blushes out of that Hermes selection before it sold out. And I'd love to tell you how much they cost, but it was all in US dollars, which wasn't very helpful. So what did I get? First of all, let's talk a little bit about the packaging, because I have two observations. Those of you who are familiar with the Hermes packaging in general, and how they did the lipstick packaging, will know that we got them in these gorgeous, and we still do, these are the new editions, gorgeous mini versions of the famous orange Hermes box. Really good quality cardboard that you could use again and again. And then the lipsticks packed in little Hessian bags. So what I tend to do with mine is keep them in the Hessian bags in my handbag or makeup bag. But the boxes, you could keep them in there, honestly, if you wanted. And I think it would be quite a long time before they got too battered, because they are really, really good quality. So I was kind of expecting the same with the blushes. But interestingly, they're already somewhat downgrading. And by that I mean, although there is a little orange box, I don't know if this will show on camera, this bit is the same good quality hardboard, as it were. This is just really flimsy paper, which won't last a second. I thought that was interesting, because it would be so easy, but presumably a little more expensive, although God knows we're only talking about cardboard here, for them to produce a box. These would be so similar, in fact, to the boxes that their costume jewellery bracelets come in. But no, they've gone for a much cheaper version, which is disappointing. And then the actual blush itself does not come in any form of pouch. It's just in the box. And, you know, to be honest, I think you need a pouch to protect your compact in your handbag far more than you do your lipstick. So again, that seemed to me rather unfortunate cost cutting. Now, the actual compact itself, I don't know, it's a bit smaller than I expected, but, you know, I'm not complaining about that. The measurements are clear on the website, and, you know, I never get to the end of blushes anyway, so that's absolutely fine. And it's a very, very pretty compact, as you can see, gold on the bottom, white on the top, the gold Hermes crest. Doesn't have any function. I thought it might be needed to open, but it doesn't. This one that I bought, and you can see embossed with Hermes Paris. I've only used it once, and you can see virtually no impression from a stiff brush. This is a rose pommette, so I was buying just from looking on the website, and I thought I'll go for a pretty, pretty pink. You can see when swatched, it looks fairly matte. And it is a very pretty, pretty pink. I will say I guess it's a kind of satiny blush when it's on the cheeks. It's not hugely pigmented, but neither is it. You don't have to kind of pack it on. It's, you know, a decent powder blush, and it lasts reasonably well. I wear it with highlighter on top, but there is a slight degree of shimmer with it. Now, if you were kind of comparing, the only things I pulled out were a couple of Chanel's from my collection. And what I have to say, with my Jus Contrast, which I love, and I have quite a few of, but none very new, and they are starting definitely to age. This is Fleur de Lotus, which I thought was quite similar, slightly more corally, and definitely as the Chanel Jus Contrast age, they do lose their pigmentation on pickup, and you have to kind of pack them on a bit more with a denser brush. But I think the formula quite similar actually to the Chanel, the Hermes. And the other one that I thought might be a bit similar was Malice. There you can see it looks a bit darker. And this is older. I really have to kind of dig in a bit. That's definitely kind of more corally. Gosh, my hands looked dry. Must get some hand cream on after this. So, yeah, that's just a really, really pretty pink. As I say, I've only worn it once, and I felt it had kind of worn down by mid-afternoon, and my makeup needed attending to. But it wasn't bad. So kind of overall, do I, you know, absolutely love it? I don't know. The other one that I picked up, because it seemed a bit different, they all come in these white packages as well, was Rose Apricot, which I thought was going to be a more corally colour. So, same packaging. Also worn this. I've worn this a couple of times, actually. You can see this one somehow is a bit powderier. And that's kind of, well, it is a kind of apricot. Now, somehow this feels silkier and smoother than the other one. It just feels a slightly different formula with, you can see, quite a bit more dust up and fallout almost. And there you can see. Let's get a bit more. Much dustier. Again, a pretty apricot-y, corally shade. I wondered if it would be like this one from Chanel that I have, Frivole, which is definitely the most apricot-y, orangey version. I'm really having to dig in. And I don't think this is going to show up. No, this is not showing up at all. That one really needs a stiff brush now to work. There you can see with me really digging it in with the fingers. It's a very different consistency and indeed shade now. Let me work on the inside of my arm a bit better. There you are, you're getting a bit better look. So they're quite a similar tone there, but obviously the Frivol is quite old now. So to be honest, the two that I've bought from Hermes feel almost different in their formula, and generally I am preferring this one very much of the two. Now, to go with them, there is the old range of lipsticks. There may be some new colours in it. I wasn't really clear what was new and what wasn't of the lipsticks. They do both satin and matte. And then they had also brought out some, they're basically lip balms, is what I would term them. So this one, which you can see has the matching bottom, was for the rose apricot, and it doesn't actually say on that. Where's the, oh, I don't know what I've done with the casing for that. They're not actually called lip balms, which is why I'm looking for my casing. And here it is. Right, they're called Rosy Lip Enhancer. Strange sort of term. So I decided I'd get the one that supposedly goes with this. Now, what I'm going to do is just take my watch off and give myself a bit of space on that wrist. You can see there's really not that much colour in them, and definitely when you put them on the lips, there's no colour at all. It's just a lip balm. I like it. It's got not much fragrance, a bit kind of rosy. It feels nice on the lips. It's basically your lip colour. Beautiful packaging, obviously. I think these are 50-something pounds. Really, is it worth it? No, of course it's not. Especially if you have already one of their lip balms, which I effectively do, because I can't remember if, well, I'm sure I have shown you this before. This was called Poppy, which I got in a previous purchase. And believe it or not, I have used, although it doesn't look like it. Now, that looks more orangey, and it does show more orangey with glitter. But it's essentially a lip balm. And on the lips, it just makes your lips look a bit shiny. This one, not so much shiny. So, to be honest, if you're interested in having an easy-to-wear balm, and I think they still have the Poppy, exactly the same price, at least you're getting a little bit of tint and a little bit of shimmer with it. I think I would recommend that rather than this new Rosy Lip Enhancer product. I did buy another satin lipstick to go with the rose pomette, and I haven't even worn it, so I can't really tell you anything about this specific release, but I have had previous satins and indeed mattes from the Hermes collection, and they are beautiful. So here's this one. It's a limited edition, obviously, and so that's indicated by the different coloured bit there, and you can see it looks very pretty, and it's got the same name as this blush, and they're not the same colour, but the same cool toned, obviously showing more bluey in the lipstick. And these are super pigmented. They're a moderate last, the satins. I mean, they do wear off, but they're a decent wear. So as I say, I haven't actually worn that, but I must get to trying it because it is a gorgeous poppy spring colour, which I'm sure I'm going to enjoy. So those were my purchases from this Hermes release. As I say, the lip enhancer, it's nice. And if you don't particularly like coloured lipsticks, but want something gorgeously packaged to have in your handbag to put on your lips, you know, it's a really nice luxurious product, but honestly, nobody can justify these sorts of prices for an essentially colourless lip balm when you could buy a chapstick for a couple of quid. And if you must have one of the Hermes ones, I do myself recommend the Poppy lipstick over these. Um, the general lipstick range, if you're into luxury lipsticks, they are nice lipsticks. Both the satins and the mattes feel great on the lips. There are some beautiful shades, and they are refillable. I haven't refilled any of mine as yet. So they're more worth the price, you know, if anything is worth those sorts of prices for lipsticks. The blushes, I'm still slightly on the fence. I much prefer this rose apricot. And as I say, it feels like an almost different consistency, although both of them, you know, are quite fine powdered. Um, and so I think at the moment the difficulty really is picking out shades online from the range, because the pinks, quite a lot of them look quite similar, to be honest. But of course, we are now all starting to be able to go to the proper shops again, and it will be much easier to pick out something suitable. They're nicely packaged, no two ways about it, although I am a bit disappointed that they decided to get a bit mean and penny pinching with the cardboard boxes. But there we go. They're all doing it, aren't they? So those are my thoughts. I hope to be back with you very soon with a couple of the Tom Ford Soleil products and my thoughts. I still haven't told you about my Chanel purchases, and I've had some fragrance purchases too. But let's hope I get round to it this weekend when I don't have to do much work. So until then, bye for now.